Hey, Malcolm Reed here, How to Barbecue Right. I got my buddy Mark Lambert with me from Sweet Swine of Mine. Mark, how's it going?
Man, it's a little cool out here, but it's we're excited. We're ready to cook some good food up on the Red Box today.
So Mark's gonna come in and show me, I'm gonna be on the other side of the counter today, and he's gonna show me how to do a recipe. And Mark, tell us what you're gonna do today.
It's a spatchcock chicken, and it's rubbed with the AP Rub, and it's herb spiced. And what I mean by that, we're not gonna rub a bunch of herbs on it. We're gonna create a bed of herbs and we're gonna infuse the flavor straight up through the chicken. You're gonna see it's gonna be awesome. And then Malcolm made us an awesome white Alabama style barbecue sauce to finish it with, just lightly, just to set it off. You're gonna love it.
Hey, I'm excited about this one, Mark. I'm gonna learn a new chicken recipe today. Let's get to cooking. So the first thing we're gonna do this video today with Mark, he's gonna tell us about what we're cooking on. Mark, what grill you got us using today for this recipe?
We are using a Red Box smoker. The Red Box is essentially the original version of a backwoods smoker. The way Red Box works, it is a reverse flow, double wall, insulated water smoker. What I mean by that is the outside wall is insulated. It's got 1-inch insulation here. In the bottom, you got a firebox, and there's a damper here that controls the air in. Above that, we have a cooking chamber. The cooking chamber is separated from the firebox by a removable stainless steel water pan, and then there are 3 shelves, one directly over the water pan, one in the center, and one on the top. However, today you can see that we are gonna cook without the water pan. We're gonna cook chicken, we're gonna cook a little bit hotter, a little bit faster. Anytime I cook something with an edible skin, I want it to brown, I want it to get tasty, and with water sometimes it inhibits that browning. So we're gonna cook with about 25 briquettes of charcoal lit in the bottom. We're gonna wait till the thermometer gets up to roughly 425 degrees.
I like that setup of the Red Box, Mark. And hey, this is a perfect size cooker for somebody cooking at home. Let's get that chicken prepped. Show me what we're gonna do to it today.
Let's do it.
So Mark, it looks like you've done a little bird's nest there. I like that. Those herbs smell good, man. I can smell them from here.
It's a little bird's nest. That's pretty fitting for the chicken, and it's gonna lay right on top of there. And what we're doing here is, because we're cooking direct, these herbs are gonna brown and they're gonna create smoke, and it's really gonna infuse a lot of great flavor into this chicken.
So show me what we're gonna do to this chicken.
Whenever you're cooking anything that has a cavity, this cavity in here, it's gonna be a different temperature. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of moisture that's going to collect in there. Anytime you have moisture is going to reduce the overall ambient air temperature inside that cavity. So what we want to do is we want to remove the cavity, we want to flatten it all out so this bird is more evenly displaced across that rack, and it's going to cook a lot more even because of that. It's going to cook faster. We're going to be able to cook at a higher temperature and still have the center of the bird done. The breast and the thighs are going to get done closer to the same time. We're looking for a temperature in the neighborhood of 163, 160 or so in the breast, 176, 175 or so in the thickest part of the thigh.
So you're going to spatchcock it, kind of make it lay out flat, right?
Yeah, and it's real simple. So if the breast is laid up, all you want to do is flip it over, and you start here at the parson's nose or the vent flap, called it a lot of different things, and insert your shears on the back side. And then all you're wanting to do is remove the center backbone section. So we're gonna spatchcock this bird, and these shears just go right through this. And once we cut down one side of the spine, we're gonna move to the other side, and we're just gonna completely remove the backbone of this bird.
Those scissors make easy work of it too.
Those are awesome, they work great. And then when you get down here, we're just gonna finish clipping a little bit. All right, so this bird is split, and we're gonna flatten it out. All we have to do really is sort of break the wishbone, and you heard that bone break?
Oh, it gave it a little crunch there, I could hear it.
Yeah, just bust that thing so it flattens out a little bit more. Next steps, go ahead and clean our board off. We wanna make sure our skin is nice and dry so it browns really, really, really nice. That's one of the best things about this type of recipe, is that the skin is really crispy and edible and tasty, and adds to the not only the appearance, but the flavor of the dish.
And the dry heat is what really dries that skin right.
It really does. You know, anything with a good edible skin, it likes that high dry heat. So at this point, this bird is mostly ready to go. We're gonna keep it real simple today. One of the few things that this bird needs, it needs some oil. We've got the outside nice and dry so that it's not going to turn gray, and the smoke that comes off of the herbs, it's gonna have a little particulate, and that stuff's gonna accumulate on there if it's wet. We want an oil.
Does it matter what kind of oil you use?
I've used grapeseed, I've used olive, canola. Really, doesn't seem to matter that much.
Probably melted butter would even.
Oh, but yeah, always do. So a little AP. We're gonna try to make sure the wind doesn't blow it away here.
You can go heavy as you want with that, Mark. That's good stuff.
Yeah. Salt, pepper, garlic, and all the goodness. This lends itself perfect to this recipe.
And you could use your own rub. Just if you got salt and pepper, garlic, just mix it up yourself.
So we're not gonna put too much on there. Some of it's gonna cook away. But at that point, woohoo! That was tough, wasn't it, y'all? So a little oil, a little AP rub. We've got a lot of the flavor element in this dish sitting on the rack here. So the only thing that's left to do really is to take this bird and make sure it goes into the nest, right? So we got this beautiful little herb bundle nest. These herbs are gonna caramelize, they're gonna start to burn and char, and they're gonna put off an awesome smoke flavor. We're gonna put these on the red box as soon as it hits about 425 degrees. Now, this is another crucial element in creating a really, really tasty skin and a brown skin, is making sure that when you put it on that cooker that it's already at the temperature that you want it at. I like to have it above. On the red box, the thermometer you'll see is on the very top, and we're gonna cook this on the top rack so that we've got some distance between the coals and the bird. That way we'll get the right amount of char on the bottom of the bird, but when you put this up close to the thermometer, you're gonna see about a reduction in almost maybe 100 degrees because the coal meat's close to the thermometer.
So if you did want to cook it on another grill, you could do it. Just run your temp up.
Yeah, you just run your temp on up a little bit, put it in when it's nice and hot, put it in dry, a nice coat of oil, and you'll get that beautiful golden brown skin. You'll see it'll come out great.
Let's get it on the pit.
Let's do it.
So what temp are you up to, Mark?
Man, this cooker is about, usually around 425, but I think we made it to 420. So we're putting it on the top rack, and notice we've got a good 17 inches or so between the coals and the bottom of the chicken. And that's imperative to make sure that the bottom doesn't prematurely brown before the chicken gets done. We want it nice and brown. We don't want the herbs burnt, but we want them charred.
So they're gonna add flavor, but they're a barrier too, kinda.
Absolutely, they're kind of a barrier, but when those herbs really start to char and cook, it's gonna smell awesome.
I can smell them now. They're heating up now. That's pretty cool.
What we do, we'll close it up, and then just to get it kick-started, we're gonna take some of the same herbs out of our nest, and we'll just throw a few of those down there on the fire. And that's gonna immediately start to infuse flavor. So we're gonna make sure the damper's right there in the middle or so. We've got a hole in the side that's got this set up for a power draft, so it's gonna pull a little air through there. The idea that we're gonna put this chicken on at around 420 degrees, we're putting the chicken on the top rack, and this thermometer is really gonna start to ramp down, and we want it to hold in that 325 degree range to give us the optimal cook time, and the temperature is even throughout the breast and the thigh.
So what are we looking for in the breast?
We're looking for roughly 160 degrees in the breast. It's going to get a little bit of rest time and carry over because it's cooking real hot. The thigh is going to make it to about 173 to 176 degrees. We just kind of balance them out. If it's 173 and 160, we'll pull it. If it's 176 in the thigh and the breast is 163 or 165, it's okay.
So we're not worried about time. We're really cooking the internal temp like always, and it's done when it's done. We'll put a probe in it, Mark. How about that? We'll use one of my dot alarms.
Make it real easy.
We'll watch those temperatures so we can see what we're doing. And now we just got to cook that chicken, right? While we're waiting on this chicken to cook, if y'all don't know about Mark Lambert is world champion pitmaster. Sweet Swine on Mine is the name of his team. He also does barbecue for a living. President of the MBBQA. Won Memphis and May Shoulder Division 4 times. World champion twice.
Yep.
Ribs at the American Royal.
Ribs
at the Houston Light Shop. I'm telling y'all now, Mark, he has done it. There's his theme music right there. He's got a business call.
Anytime somebody calls me. All right, our chicken's been on like 30 minutes. It's running right at that 300 degree mark. We're gonna open it up and kind of see what the skin looks like. We're gonna go ahead and put a probe in the breast and make sure that we don't overcook it.
Check that color out, Mark.
Look at that brown color, beautiful golden color. And so what we'll do at this point is I'll go ahead and kind of halfway, go ahead and pull it out, and to make sure it cooks evenly, I'm gonna rotate it. But the other reason we'll rotate it is we're gonna go ahead and Malcolm's gonna stick our probe kind of right in there through the thickest part of the breast. And then we're gonna put it back in, let it finish browning, close the door.
That's where we're at.
Watch it rise on, look at there, 102 degrees.
We're getting there.
It's gonna have a beautiful color when it hits 160 degrees. It'll need just a few minutes to rest. We're gonna cut it up, give it a nice drizzle of that white Alabama barbecue sauce Malcolm made earlier. and show you guys what it looks like. We can't wait to dive into it.
I'm ready to try this chicken.
All right, our chicken's at temperature, 163 degrees. It's done. This was a bigger bird. It took a little bit longer. All in, it took about an hour and 15 minutes. So we should have a really golden color on the skin on the outside. The bottom side should have some really nice charred greens from all those herbs in there. Let's look and see what it looks like.
I'm excited. Let's look. Ooh-wee. Look at that bird, Mark. Dang. That's a beautiful chicken.
That is a beautiful golden brown bird. So,
It even looks crispy. Look at that.
has it got a little crispy?
Yeah, yeah.
So our herbs are nice and charred on the bottom. We got a golden brown skin, and you'll notice the skin's just starting to break on the thin part of the leg where it's really starting to get hot. That's a good indicator that this bird's cooked. Let's get this thing over, this probe out of it. We'll get to the board. Let's get to eating. All right, our chicken's done. It has got the most beautiful golden color. It's got a nice crispy skin. We've chopped up some nice garlic chives over here and some of our roasted herbs that were in our nest. It's roasted, sitting on the board now, and it's rested for 5 minutes or so, and you can see some juice really starting to puddle up under it. So that tells us that the juices are redistributing, and it's time to get this chicken cut up. So all we're gonna do now, this chicken's real easy and simple to cut up. First thing I like to do is go in here and separate the legs and the thighs. You can see it's real easy. We've removed all of that connective center from the spine. The thighs come off nice and easy. And we'll go in here and we'll remove these wings. We just hit that little joint right there. We remove those wings nice and easy. And then what we'll do is we will split this breast, and we'll go down one side of the keel bone, pull this breast off of it, and then fillet it down to try to get that meat off of there. And we're gonna go down the other side of the keel bone, and we're going to fillet that meat off. We're gonna finish this bird up, so we're gonna go and find the joint. Right here at our legs, find the joint at this leg. We're gonna separate those. So we've got some manageable portions here. We'll leave the wings whole. It's a pretty good sized breast. So we'll go ahead and separate the breast into two portions. And then real simple what we're gonna do.
Look at, just look at that in between, Mark. It's so juicy.
Man, it's
just moist.
running all over this
Oh,
board.
man.
Look at it. So we're gonna try to arrange it to make it look kind of fancy, not too much.
Hey, we're not fancy. We just want to eat some good chicken.
We want some good bird at the end of the day is what we're looking for.
Look at that.
We'll arrange that nice like that. We're gonna come back and we're gonna hit it with some of these herbs.
Now those are just the roasted ones that were right under it. You just chopped up fine.
This part of the nest is all that is. We're gonna hit them with a little bit of that. So we've got a nice little bit of herb here and there. Next go round is this Alabama white sauce. Malcolm, what's in this white sauce?
That one's real easy. It's just, you gotta have Duke's mayo, a couple cups of Duke's mayo, some apple cider vinegar, salt, pepper, touch of sugar to balance it out, some lemon juice. I'll put that recipe up on the video and in the description, but it's a super simple Alabama white sauce. It is fantastic on chicken. I know it's gonna be good.
So don't necessarily want to drown the chicken in white sauce. Just a little bit of something to accent it to really set the flavor off. And then, of course, we had a few chives on our fire. We had a little bit in the nest as well. But color is everything. You eat with your eyes first, and these chopped up chives really accent the bird really well. So that is our Red Box roasted herb chicken.
So real quick, Mark, tell us exactly what you did one more time. How easy was it?
Man, this is real simple. You go, personally, I like a 3.5 to 4 pound bird. This is closer to 5, so it took us a little longer to cook. But once you get that bird, you want to set it on the breast. And then take your kitchen shears, start at the parson's nose or vent flap, and cut all the way down one side to the neck and all the way down the other side to the neck and remove the backbone. Flip it over, flatten it out, dry it off. That's key. You want that golden brown skin. Make sure it's good and dry on both sides. Hit it with some oil, some spray oil, a little bit of AP Rub, nice and even coat of AP Rub, and it goes in the Red Box. The way we like to do it is we take a bed of herbs and we make a little nest, and that consists of rosemary, thyme, oregano, sage, chives. Really,
Pretty much whatever you want, right?
whatever you want, whatever you like. But we make that little nest, and that really does a lot to infuse flavor into the meat. It does a lot for the aroma, it does a lot for the flavor in the end, and we use a few of those herbs chopped up. they're kind of really soaked with all that beautiful chicken grease that's really coming out of there. And when it's finished, we're looking somewhere for 173 to 176 degrees in the thigh, 160 to 163 degrees in the breast or so. Pull it out, let it rest, cut it up, and bam, herbed red box chicken right there.
So I'm coming around to this side of the board now, Mark. You're going to cut me.
Side,
you're
right?
going to cut me a piece on the business side. I know what to do back here. It's my favorite time of the day.
So we'll cut you up a few different pieces. There is a drummy. We're gonna have to put a little bit on the side because we just drizzled it on there. We need a little.
Yeah, give us a little sopping sauce, right? I'm gonna get this flat. You know the flat's where it's at. I always say that. I'm going right in there.
Let's get that flat in there. I'm gonna get the same one while you're at it. I'm gonna have to get these gloves off so I can get into the business myself. So a little dip of that.
Mark, this is some fire chicken, man. I'll tell you what, it's not.
Look at that. Yeah, it's coming apart. It's got a great flavor. The skin is crispy.
It really is crispy chicken skin. And that red box, man, it did an outstanding job. I can go with this chicken. I mean, it's juicy, it's moist. I mean, the flavor, simple season with the AP.
That's all it needs.
But the way those herb flavors come up, you taste it in the meat. I'm surprised.
It's hard to believe that goes into the meat. I mean, I guess just like any smoke, when you smoke something, smoke goes into the meat. Why wouldn't the flavor of these herbs go in there? And that's the whole idea is don't overthink it, don't overseason it. Use the herbs, keep it simple. And you know, the whole idea is make sure that you get that good crispy skin. If you're using a cooker that has water in it, you're never gonna get really good skin. If your skin is wet, you're never gonna get really good skin. The Backwoods or the Red Box or any water smoker for that matter is designed to use water to help maintain the temperature and help to keep it consistent. So you can fill it up with coals and the water helps maintain the good cooking temperature. However, with chicken it doesn't work. So we remove the water pan, but when you do that, you gotta really reduce the amount of fuel you use because you don't have a temperature regulator in there anymore.
A little bit more fire management. But I'm telling you, learning how to do that is worth it. It's a whole different purpose for using a water smoker. You can cook dry on it. You just got to regulate it. And I'm telling you what, this chicken will make a great meal. I mean, you see all the pieces you've got there. I mean, that's going to feed a family. That's a good dinner, man.
Absolutely. It feeds a family of 4, no problem.
Thank you for showing this recipe to me, my friend.
Appreciate it.
That's been a lot of fun. Hey, we hope y'all liked the video today. Thanks for checking out How to Barbecue Right. You can subscribe to our channel. Look Mark up, SSOMD.com, right?
That's right.
SweetSwineOfMineDistributing.com. Send those comments to our Facebook and Twitter as well. We're trying to answer all of them. And you can find Mark. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook.
That's right.
Check out OBR. You've got a great page on there. And they're doing some shop cooking over there.
We have fun in the test kitchen.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
The sauce makes it too.
Man,
I'm telling you.
that sauce is hitting.